All right, so welcome to our Plexus and Pregnant event. My name is Stephanie Santiago. I'm a Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and we're just here to share a little bit about experiences and testimonies and just a bunch of info that a ton of people are, I guess you would say, afraid to ask or just kind of weary about when it comes to supplementation in pregnancy. So real quick, I just wanted to, one second. I wanted to go over something real quick just so y'all know that all of these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure, or prevent any disease, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started with Christy Bauer.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Okay, awesome. So I'm Christy Bauer. I'm a Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I started the products about 2 years ago, mainly because I was addicted to sugar, and I was getting headaches all the time, and I just felt really yucky. So Plexus has just been really great for me over the last couple of years. But I'll kind of dig into more about Plexus and my pregnancies because I feel like I've been pregnant for like 3 years, so, which I haven't, but it feels like. So I started Plexus in June of 2015, and I found out I was pregnant in November of that year. So I started the products. A few months later, I got pregnant, and I was super excited, but really terrified because it was my first one. And then in July of that year, my son was born, and I breastfed him for about a year, or almost a year. I breastfed him for about 11 months, and then I had a huge supply of extra milk in the freezer because one nice thing about Plexus is it definitely helped me anyway with my supply, and I was able to stock up a lot. So I ended up just using what I had in the freezer for that last month and a half, or I don't know, maybe it's 2 months, I don't know, until he was over a year old. So because I really wanted him to have breast milk for at least that first year. And then I actually found out I was pregnant again in February, and so I was kind of pregnant and breastfeeding for a while, and then I'm actually due in just 3.5 weeks. So I'm super excited. I've got the big old belly, if you want to see. Babies should be here soon. I'm glad that she didn't come before this call because I was a little nervous. Told Stephanie that's the only reason I wouldn't be able to do it is if I was, in labor. So I'm here, but I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit about some of the products that I'm taking and what they've done for me. So I am in, I'm in mom group. So I joined a mom's group whenever my son was born, or before he was born, like when I found out I was pregnant with him. And all the moms in that group were all due in July or August at the same time as my son. And then I'm in another mom group right now with everybody that's due in October. So we kind of go through the whole process together. And one thing I noticed was that people in both groups, we like to complain. I mean, we're moms, we're pregnant, we got babies coming, we're growing these humans. And so they're always complaining about, swelling and cravings and heartburn and restless legs, and they can't sleep, and crazy weight gain and all these things. And I'm just like, what is going on? I don't, life is good over here. And, honestly, I really think it's because of the products that I take. So I'm just going to kind of go over real quick kind of what I'm taking and why, and just kind of give you a little breakdown. So the first one that I'm taking is my Slim. It's my pink drink. It's the first part of the triplex. It helps with blood pressure and glucose levels, keeping them stable, and it's also an anti-inflammatory. So in the world of pregnancy, I'm thinking like gestational diabetes, negative for me anyway, preeclampsia, dizziness from blood pressure drops, and swelling, and I haven't had any of those. So thankfully for my pink drink, it's giving me energy to get through the day. I can drink it, and stay, while I was breastfeeding with my son, and just like help me keep up with him. So definitely love my pink drink every morning. The next one in the triplex is the BioCleanse, which is another product that I'm taking. It's a magnesium-based supplement, and this one just kind of helps clean out the bad junk in my gut. It helps oxygenate the body and blood and balances pH levels. So in pregnancy, I think of like building strong bones, reducing leg cramps, pregnancy hemorrhoids. You want something that'll help you. I mean, everybody was like, I'm so constipated. I'm like, no, I don't know. I'm just super regular. So this one definitely helps with that. And then heartburn prevention as well. So everybody, especially these last few weeks with everybody in their last trimester of pregnancy, have been complaining about heartburn. And they're like, I can't sleep. It's horrible. I can't do anything. It hurts. And I'm like, I don't have heartburn. So, is it the BioCleanse? I don't know. Maybe it's helped me. So, I really like that one. And then the next one I'm taking is our ProBio 5. It's our probiotic. It's the third piece to the triplex. And in the pregnancy world, being on a good probiotic is really important, just because of all the properties that it does for you. Not only does it clean out your gut, and a clean gut helps boost your immune system and helps you not get sick, reduces the risk of postpartum depression, but it also, it helps the babies. And a lot of doctors, my doctor in general, when I asked him about it, because I obviously took all these products and the ingredients list to my doctor, and I said, hey, what do you think? Is it going to be fine for me to take these while I'm pregnant? And he was like, oh my gosh, your probiotic is great. Like, I wish more people were on a probiotic, to be honest. And he was really, he was like, more pregnant women should be on them, because it helps with so many things for us, but then also for the babies, helps with their allergies, eczema, asthma, different things that can be, linked to a bad gut in, children and adults. So our probiotic is awesome. And then the next one is our X Factor multivitamin, which includes folate. So everyone who's either been pregnant or is trying to get pregnant knows that they need to be taking folate, or the synthetic form of that's folic acid, but it's not quite as good. So lucky we have folate in this one. It also has aloe in it, which helps absorption up to 300%. So not only does it not make me nauseous or make me pee neon, but it's just a great vitamin for, helping babies' development. So good one to have. And then the last product I'm taking is Mega X, which is our omega-based supplement. It's a plant-based omega. So in the pregnancy world, it's fantastic, not only because you don't get fishy burps, which a lot of the women in my group were like, I can't take my omegas because they are like, not only gagging me because they're huge, but like, I like burp up the fish and then I get morning sickness and, not good. So our little omegas, I took one out, is like teeny tiny little pill. And, so those sensitive gag reflexes that pregnant mamas have, everybody could take this little tiny pill. So it helps with brain development of the baby, helps with our brain health, cardiovascular health, just overall a really great omega supplement. So that's just kind of a quick breakdown of the products that I've been taking and loving the past 2 years. I don't know, I've been blessed with 2 very great pregnancies, a very healthy, happy baby boy and a soon-to-be baby girl. And I think that's everything. I just can't say enough good things about Plexus and the products and how great my pregnancies have been. Honestly, no bad side effects at all. Like, I just feel like my total normal self. I feel fantastic. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't have the addiction to sugar. I don't have cravings. It's really just been wonderful overall. So I'd love to pass you over to the next Plexus mama. So Lori Allen, if you want to take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Christy. That was awesome. I love hearing other moms' testimonies. My name is Lori Allen. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I am a wife of over 15 years. I'm a mom of 3. So I'm very busy and I'm very thankful for these 6. When I first started Plexus, I had 2 children. I was a little overweight from the second baby, wanted to drop some pounds, but I also had a host of health issues that I've kind of grown up with my whole life since I was a teenager. I didn't realize that Plexus was going to help me with these issues, but once they did, I was like sold. I never wanted to stop taking them, but I knew that me and my husband wanted to have a third and final baby. So I had seen other moms using Plexus while they were pregnant. I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know. And it's so funny too, because I love the products and what they did for me. But when it comes to like being pregnant and taking supplements, I was kind of nervous. So I went through all of our ingredients with a fine tooth comb, researched every single ingredient. I couldn't find anything bad. And the fact of the matter is, being on these products has gotten me off 3 different prescriptions that are all category X. So which means you can't take them while you're pregnant. So it was either me take Plexus while I was pregnant or potentially go back to having all these issues I had before. So one of them being high blood pressure, which put me at high risk with my first 2 pregnancies. My first one, I was borderline preeclamptic, put on medication. It was very, very scary. Second baby, a lot of people said it's because I was overweight with my first. Well, I was really skinny, unhealthy skinny going into my second pregnancy. Again, I've had hypertension since I was in high school. So again, very, very hypertensive, preeclamptic medication, whole 9. 2 high-risk pregnancies were really scary for me. So I didn't want to go off these, supplements. So when I went to my doctor, I was like, hey, and the first thing he asked me was, Lori, I haven't seen you in here in a year. Like, you haven't been getting prescription refills. What's going on with you? And I told him, I said, I've been actually taking these supplements and I think we're going to get pregnant. So could you look at them and kind of tell me if I can continue to take them? And again, I'm sitting there with my doctor. He went over all the ingredients and he was like, yes. He's like, keep taking these products. He's like, they're doing great. And obviously I'm not seeing you in here. So, and I'm like, okay, awesome. I'm like, 'cause I think I'm actually pregnant right now. So can we just do a test? And I was. So that started my third pregnancy. And I think the biggest difference I noticed, not only being high risk, but I had the normal amount of energy I had. So when I went into this pregnancy, I was about the same size I was with my second. So I was thin, but I was healthy thin because I've been taking Plexus for over 1.5 years. So I felt good. I worked a full-time job at the time. My husband worked crazy hours. He had to be to work at, 5:30 in the morning, which means I got up and I went to the gym at 3:30 every single morning. And I felt amazing. Like, I worked out 5 days a week, 3:30 a.m. up until I was 38 weeks pregnant. And people thought I was nuts. And through the entire pregnancy, I had great energy. I had perfect blood pressure through the entire thing. My doctors were like amazed. They're like, what is going on with you? Like, I went to the same hospital with all 3 of my kids, and I was, happy to share Plexus with all of them because it really made such a huge difference. And not only that, I didn't have, the swelling, the leg cramps. I didn't have the tummy issues. The constipation was, I took more BioCleanse when I first got pregnant because literally the hormones like backed me up like crazy, but TMI maybe, but the stuff was incredible and it just kept me balanced. It kept me feeling good. And I took all my products to the hospital with me when I delivered my son. And I was even giving Plexus samples to my nurses, and my husband was making fun of me. I'm like, this is what we do. And I think this is what really solidified these products and this business for me, because I didn't start working this as a business until after I had my son, because I could not deny what these products did for me during my pregnancy. And I'm so passionate about that because, I mean, like I said before, having 2 high-risk pregnancies is very scary. And going from that to having like a picture-perfect pregnancy, other than he was breech and I had to have a scheduled C-section, everything was wonderful. But he was healthy. I gained 34 pounds. With the other 2 pregnancies, I gained almost 80. So always had a struggle with food addiction. And with Plexus, I craved healthy food. My husband could not believe it after 2 pregnancies, craving Taco Bell and all this junk. I was like, yeah, Taco Bell and cheeseburgers from Carl's Jr. This pregnancy, I'm like, I want a salad every day. And he's like, my gosh, like, what is going on with you? So I took that up until delivery. I took it after. I had so much milk. It was such a blessing. I had breast surgery between my first and second child. And with my second baby, I literally really could not breastfeed. It like broke my heart because I breastfed my daughter for almost a year. There was nothing coming out. I had such a low supply. They gave me like a rented pump to try to activate my milk supply. And the lactation lady was trying to make me feel like guilty. She's like, it's because you had breast surgery. They cut through your milk glands. And I'm like, no, they told me I'd be able to breastfeed. And she was like, no, like I felt horrible. Like I was the worst mom in the world. I know that it was because my body was really unhealthy and the pregnancy had taken such a toll on me that I was not producing enough milk. But with Jude, no problem at all. I had plenty of milk. I even had like extra stores. So I nursed him for almost a year or 2, and it was awesome. And it was a huge blessing because we all, we want to give our kids the best, right? So he got Plexus products while I was pregnant, and then he got them in my breast milk. And I can just say he is the happiest baby. He is so healthy. He's had one cold in over 2 years. So it's just been awesome. His skin's great. And with C-section babies, sometimes that's a big deal because they're not getting your good bacteria going through the birth canal. So there was one more thing I wanted to say, but I'm drawing a blank. Oh, okay. But yeah, that was kind of my experience with pregnancy and breastfeeding. So yeah, these products are incredible. I've never felt better. And I told my husband, like, I'm happy with 3 kids, but this pregnancy was so amazing. It really made me want to have more, but we're cool. But I love to share with people about it because I really think a lot of people shy away from supplementation. And, you know, supplementation is just really giving your body everything that it needs that you're not getting from other places. So that was my Plexus story. So let me see who the next mama is. I'm going to pass it to. Sorry.
You're good, girl.
All right. Thanks, Lori. Hi, I'm Natalie Malakis. I'm a senior gold ambassador with Plexus, and I've been on the products for about a year and a half. So actually in March of 2015, I was interested in Plexus. I had a really poor understanding of the products. I thought they were strictly for weight loss. That's not the case. So I was having trouble with gaining weight. I wasn't interested in working out anymore. I was tired. I didn't have any energy. I was bloated. I was having trouble with sleeping. A really bad thing for me is I would snack really bad at night. I would just stand in front of the fridge or the cabinet, the pantry, and I'd be snacking on whatever I wanted while I was figuring out what I was going to have next. And it was just a mess. So I made an order for Plexus in March of 2015, and when it came in that week, and I believe it was that day, I found out I was pregnant for my daughter Ava. So again, poor understanding of the products. I didn't check with my OB to see if it was safe during pregnancy. I put it in the cabinet. I called that day and I canceled it. So I really wish I wouldn't have done that, but I did. So I had Ava in December of 2015. And then in April of 2016, April of last year, I was having trouble keeping up with the demands of my hungry little girl and trouble with milk production, and I was getting a better understanding of the products. And so I decided, you know, I have zero energy. I was pretty emotional after I had her, and trouble with losing weight and just still all those things I was having trouble with before, but on top of just having a baby. So I finally made the decision to order the triplex. I started the triplex April of last year, and my milk production went through the roof. Unfortunately, I had to stop early because it was difficult at work to be able to pump. So that was really unfortunate because I was making a lot of milk. So I actually ended up having 2 months worth saved in the freezer. And so we had enough for her to have 2 months worth once I had to stop. So the next shocker was that, let's see, in October of last year, my husband and I found out we were pregnant with twins. So yeah, Ava was 10 months old, and all of a sudden we're having twin babies. And by that time, I have a really good understanding of the products, and I was super excited to be on the products, find out we're having twins, and know that I was going to have a really good pregnancy, or I was hoping to, you know, because I had heard so many stories, and they're absolutely true. I can tell you that for a fact now. So I was on all of the products that Christy explained. She gave a really great explanation of what they do for you while you're pregnant, and I was taking all 5 of those. So the triplex, so the Plexus Slim, the probiotic, the BioCleanse, Mega X, which is omega supplement, and the multivitamin. And it was huge game changer, and I'm so glad I took it when I was carrying 2 babies. So I had a really healthy weight gain. I gained 40 pounds carrying 2. after I had them, still taking the products, obviously, I'm 10 pounds less than when I found out I was having the twins. So I can stand up. See? It's my belly. The twins are 4 months old. So I'm feeling really, really good. My milk production is out of this world. So I pump every 4 hours right now, and every 4 hours I can get 10 to 16 ounces each time that I pump. I only pump for 10 minutes. So that's all the time I have because I'm back to work full time. So, but back to my pregnancy with the twins, I had healthy weight gain. My blood pressure was good. My blood sugar was good. I did great at my glucose test. So my swelling, I didn't have any trouble with swelling to the very, very end. So probably the last couple weeks. Cravings were good, just like Lori mentioned. So I wasn't snacking like crazy at night, like what I had trouble with before I even had any of my kids. I was exercising, and I was feeling really good. So people would always ask me, "Oh my gosh, you're carrying two. How do you feel? Like, you must be so uncomfortable." And it was funny because I would tell people, I feel really good. At the end, I would say, I feel really good. I'm just really uncomfortable because I'm carrying two babies. But at the same time, I felt good. So I had a really great experience. I wish I would have taken these products during my first pregnancy. And I think it helped me a lot. The girls are really healthy. They both were over 5 pounds at 36 weeks for a C-section. At this point, even up to 4 months, Ava, looking back, she already had a bunch of runny nose and colds and didn't feel good. And the girls haven't really gotten sick. They have a little bit of runny nose, and that's it. They have really healthy skin. They didn't have to go to the NICU. They're just really healthy, happy babies, and I can give them a wealth of milk now. So it's awesome. But again, Christy gave a great explanation of all the products. So that's my story in a nutshell. And I feel really great. Look, I don't look like I'm losing my mind, and I have 3 babies well under 2. So, I feel really great. I'm keeping up with them, and I can't say enough about these products. So, who's next? I don't have it pulled up.
Emily is next.
Okay. So take it away, Emily.
Hey, everybody. I'm Emily Roberts. I'm 27. I am soon to be a mommy of 3. I'm a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and I was not looking forward to this pregnancy. I'm going to be completely honest. I was always dead set on 1 baby, but then I fell in love, and that turned into 2 babies. And then, all right, here's number 3. I've been pregnant for like 4 years. But that's okay. I'm thankful. So the first pregnancy, I was actually miserable. I gained I don't even want to tell you the amount of weight I gained because it's really embarrassing. Let's just say I went to McDonald's like all the time. I drank Diet Coke with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, put myself into preterm labor 8 different times. And my OB looked me in the eyes at the monitoring of the baby's heart rate in the emergency room and was like, if you don't start drinking water, you're going to hurt this baby. And let me just throw it out there that this was our rainbow baby, and I wasn't taking very good care of it. We lost a pregnancy the year before, so this just opened my mind up to, what am I doing? Like, I'm 24, I'm about to be a mom. I got to figure this out. So, of course, like most of us, I saw friends posting about Plexus all over social media, and that invited me in, but I was fearful. I was skeptical. Like, I didn't even want to take Tylenol during my pregnancy. Like, I didn't want to take anything, but there I was eating McDonald's and Diet Coke like I was going out of style. What did I know, right? So, I didn't have Plexus my first pregnancy. I had it postpartum, which I'm so thankful for because, like many women, I was diagnosed with postpartum depression, and it was a really rough summer. My husband was in the military for 10 years. He was a Marine. And during that pregnancy, we found out he was deploying. And his deployment date was the same as my due date. So he actually left, and I went into labor the day he arrived in Afghanistan. And so he was snapping. I was with my sister, and it was intense. I didn't know what I got myself into. Like, they don't tell us. They don't tell us what labor is going to be like. They don't tell you nothing. They don't tell you to push. And so I was a hot mess. The baby was great. My first baby was 9 pounds, 2 ounces. Yes, I can see some of your eyebrows raising. It was like giving birth to a Tonka truck. It sucked. It was awful. It wreaked havoc on my body. And I dreaded that postpartum bounce back. Like, all my friends were like so cute and bouncing around back. And I was like, oh, I got this. I'm 24. No, I didn't have that. That's not what happened for me. So when I had a girlfriend approach me, because I liked her Facebook post, at first I was like, oh, honey, like, what did they get you into? Like, Plexus, like, I'm nursing my baby. I don't want any of that. Like, no thanks. But instead, I like to prove people wrong. So with bad intentions, I printed the ingredients list off and took it to my OB. And I was like, look, my girlfriend says I need to use this combination of products. And it was the triplex combo like Christy talked about. And she was like, I don't see anything wrong with it. Probiotics are great. You need a magnesium supplement. The drink looks good. She's like, I'm actually really surprised that I've never heard of this. So I would have no problem with you taking this. And I just like looked at her and I was like, well, I can't afford it. You know, I can't afford it. And so what better way to get started on a new healthy regimen when your husband's deployed and can't tell you no? So I ordered my triplex combo, but it took some clothes out of the closet and babysitting and dog sitting and house sitting to afford it. I get you, first-time moms. Babies break the bank. I understand. But the way that I felt was probably how I felt when I was like 12 years old. I just didn't know that's how good I was feeling until now to appreciate it. I was sleeping through the night. I was waking up before my newborn instead of waking up because he had probably been crying for a couple of hours and I was just exhausted. I felt really, really good. But the best part was that I was yeast infection free. And if you experience those, probiotics are so essential. I had no idea. I didn't even know what the word probiotic was before this. So Plexus was huge. So postpartum, I not only lost the disgusting amount of weight that I gained from being unhealthy, but I also lost an additional 25 pounds of just fat. It was fat loss. I was able to run comfortably again and not have crazy joint pain. But then the beautiful thing about looking really good after you have a baby is when your husband comes home from deployment, you get pregnant again. So I got pregnant with our second baby. And this pregnancy, although I did experience extreme morning sickness, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like hyperemesis. I'm not fancy. I don't know. Google it. Google really bad morning sickness. That's what I had. I was in and out of the hospital, and he was like, unfortunately, it happens to women. There's nothing you can do. Like, try drinking ginger lemonade. I was like, no, I'm not going to drink ginger lemonade. So I went back to my basics of what I knew. I stayed on the Plexus triplex combo. I ended up losing 32 pounds. I was very, 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 very sick. And my doctors were concerned about weight gain because I had lost so much. And you have to gain an appropriate amount of weight with pregnancy. And so I was able to maintain my weight with the triplex. I love that it's not one size fits all. Like somebody mentioned, it's not just about weight loss. That was really important for my pregnancy. Gentry was born 8 pounds, 1 ounce. And let me tell you, the postpartum, like, am I going to go through depression again? Am I going to be like super happy? Y'all, I was in such a good place. Not only was my husband able to be here for this birth, which definitely helped, but I felt good and Gentry was happy. And if you're wondering who Gentry is, it's not my dog, it's my kid. That's my second baby. And we just felt really, really great. And my skin was glowing. Like, it was awesome. I didn't have the crazy hair postpartum loss that people talk about, and I truly believe it was because of the X Factor multivitamin. But this pregnancy, because I'm still pregnant, I'll give you all a belly shot because someone else did it earlier. This one, whoop, yep, there it is. This one, this one's been fun. It's a girl. Yay, praise Jesus, hallelujah. So excited to have a baby girl. And the crazy thing about this is it came with a tumor. And no, I did not know I had it. Fibroids, uterine fibroids do run in the lineage of women in my family, which, fun fact, I learned that myself. And I didn't know I had this. So when we went in for our first ultrasound to celebrate our pregnancy, they were like, are you here for a tumor or for your baby? What? So obviously I have some great supplements at my fingertips. How can I avoid going into that high-risk pregnancy and keeping baby girl healthy and safe and feeling good? Because uterine fibroids suck. Google them. They're painful. They can get to the size of watermelons. Mine's about the size of a softball. Natalie, praise you for having twins because that's kind of what this feels like, and it's not. So I can only imagine. And let me just tell you something. Y'all, I've gained 12 pounds this pregnancy. It's my third baby. Most people swell and get a little fluffier with that third baby. You just can't help it because your hips are already wider and it's preparing you for that third baby. But with me, I can still chase my toddlers, which is amazing. I can run my business. I can run errands. But what's really cool, and this is another amazing product that wasn't mentioned, is Plexus Ease. This is something that obviously if you have a shellfish allergy or if you're allergic to mollusks, talk with your OB. Don't take it if you have a shellfish allergy. But this is something that has really helped inflammation alongside the triplex combo. And fun fact, you do have a uterine fibroid in your pregnancy. It grows from your hormones. Like that's just kind of what feeds it. Like hormones are miracle growth for tumors. Yay, it's so great because we're full of them when we're pregnant. But with Plexus Ease, this has been my go-to for discomfort during pregnancy. Like, let me tell you, that lower back pain is no joke. There's not enough heating pads at Walmart to get through it. So if you are experiencing that, take these ingredients to your OB and show them this plant-based supplement and say, you know what, this is something I'd like to take instead of Tylenol. You know, switch out those OTC meds and try it out and have so much fun if you're going through that last pregnancy, like Lori said, like we're done, 3 and done over here. So that's kind of my 3 pregnancies in a nutshell, you guys. Nothing beats how I feel. Like I feel sexy. I feel sexy this pregnancy. Like I'm working it. My husband's like, girl, this is why you're pregnant. I'm like, well, we can't get pregnant again. So hold your horses, but feel good and comfortable in your skin. Pregnancies are obviously beautiful and a miracle, but I feel like pregnancies like gives us our sexy factor. Like we're bringing sexy back, right? So that's how I'm feeling. I'm going to pass the torch to a new pregnant mommy. She's gorgeous, Miss Allie Day. If you want to go ahead and share your story.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I love all the stories. I just love them. And Emily just cracked me up with her little, like, I feel sexy, because that's like real talk. This is my first pregnancy. And, you know, I feel like as women, we kind of scare each other sometimes by accident about pregnancy, about childbirth, about breastfeeding, all of that. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I used to have major anxiety about getting pregnant someday, like real bad, like how, and I was someone who already struggled with like body image issues and all of that. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm just going to be well, fantastic. I feel like crap like that. And that's not been the reality. And so I'm just super excited to share a little bit about my journey. So I don't have a pregnancy to compare it to. But I can tell you, do what? Oh, sorry. I guess there was like an echo or something. I was like, can you all hear me? I think there is a little bit of an echo. Sorry guys. I'll turn my volume down. I'll do that. Maybe it's feeding back in. I don't know. Technology is not my friend. We'll just go with it. But I'll share a little bit about my story before Plexus, and then pre-pregnancy, and then what I've experienced so far. And hopefully that will help some of you guys. So I was a super skeptic, like most of us are, before Plexus. And I was already exercising, eating clean. I thought I was healthy. And the reason why I say I thought I was healthy is because I felt like junk. I was so tired. I was taking a nap every single day. Even in the summer, I was a teacher, and even in the summer, I was taking a nap every single day. Like, sister's not even going to work. Like, what's the deal? You know, so silly. But I was exhausted. I was so exhausted. I had stomach pain that was out. I mean, it was crazy. I was only 23 years old at the time, and I was having stomach pain. And that noise that you're hearing is my fur baby, like for real. I'm like, I do have a child, and this is what he looks like. Okay, he's crazy. Okay, he's like literally trying to attack my foot right now and make me grab his bone. Sorry about that. Anyway, I should get carpet in here. Anyway, little ADHD. So stomach pain issues, all of that. Also had struggles with headaches, and I mean, just you know, life, all the struggles of life. Okay, and I just was not doing good. And to be honest with you, like I mentioned before, anxiety about pregnancy, I really didn't know how I could take care of another human. I really didn't. I was barely taking care of me. I didn't have enough energy. I felt so stressed out. My mood was crazy. I worried about everything, lots of just like stress in a lot of different situations. And I didn't know how I was going to continue on like that, but I was healthy, right? So Plexus comes into my life, and hear tons of testimonies. Like so many of you have, a million people posted on Facebook, and I'm just, you know, finally like, okay, why not? Like really, what I have to lose? So I give it a go, and right away I have the energy. I mean, like a couple days into drinking Pink Drink and taking the Triplex or taking ProBio and BioCleanse, I have energy, and that was a game changer. I said, sign me up, like take my money, just take it, give me these things, I need it, you know. And that was it. That's all I really expected to feel was the energy. And it's different. If you've never tried it before, guys, it's different from caffeinated energy. Caffeine does not work for me. I remember in college, I would drink coffee, I would drink dark pepper, whatever, to stay up all night, and I would fall asleep. Like it doesn't work. This is different. I'm like drinking my Pink Drink right now because it's not going to keep me awake all night. It's regulating my body. That's what it's doing. And that was so different. And I just want to sign me up. And slowly but surely, my other issues went away. I mean, really. And I know that sounds crazy. I know it's like you're telling me this is like a miracle. No, really, your body, God designed it in such an amazing way. The products just really help your body do what it was designed to do before we messed it up, right? So we eat food with shelf life. We take prescription medication, and sometimes we need to, right? We need to take, like, sometimes we're sick, whatever. But those things whack out our bodies where our bodies are not able to function the way that God intended to, right? We eat fast food. Like God didn't know. We were supposed to be killing animals and digging up, you know, our vegetables and all of that. That was the design. And we've ruined that, right? And so our bodies need this healing. We need to be brought back to healthy state of body. And that's what Plexus does, right? And so I just started feeling so much better. I mean, the stresses went away. I started sleeping better. I mean, I felt like a fully functioning person again. Before, I remember telling people I just feel like a shell of a person. I feel like I am living to sleep, and that's it. And so I started feeling good again. So fast forward, I mean, having health victories, you know, losing some weight, getting more confidence just in my body because I know that I'm doing good things with it. I mean, cravings went away, all of that. So then I get pregnant. I was not planning to get pregnant, but such a blessing, so excited. But then the anxiety of pregnancy comes in, and you're like, oh, this is real life. Like all the things that everyone talks about that are horrible is about to happen to me. Cool. I'm pumped, right? But the reality is, there have been some struggles. Like I love that Emily shared some of her struggles too. You know, I got the round ligament pain, y'all. I mean, yeah, I have that, but that's just, my belly is growing. I mean, it's sticking out, right? So that's why that hurts. And, you know, there's other things like my stomach's like in my rib cage. Cool. You know, so there's effects of that, but overall my pregnancy health-wise has been amazing. It's been amazing. I am 27 weeks tomorrow, and I've only gained 4 pounds so far. And I'm not trying not to gain weight. Like understand that my daughter is a girl. She is measuring amazingly well. My midwife has no concerns, right? Before I even got pregnant, I will tell you, a yearly checkup, whatever. And she was on the triplex. She was on it. Okay. So she was very comfortable with her, you know, pregnant ladies taking it for sure. We talked about it. She had no concerns. And then, you know, when I got pregnant, I switched to midwife. And she has no issues. She sees how good I'm doing, how well I feel. I mean, every time I have to go in and she checks the little little pea stick or whatever, checks all my levels, and everything's great, right? So, I mean, that's where we're at. You know, I got my blood work done, no issues, not even close to being anemic. She had told me that that's pretty normal, that a lot of people come in and they're close, and then pregnancy sets them over the edge, right? So, I mean, I'm much more even obsessed with Plexus than I was before because of how good I feel. No constipation, y'all. Straight up, I'm just going to talk about some food. I can't tell you how many people warned me, you're going to be constipated. Like, you're just going to. And you're going to have all the heartburn, and you're going to feel like junk. Hasn't been my reality either. I'm like, knock on wood, right? We're getting into the third trimester, and it gets crazier after this. But, you know, that's the reality. What else? I have notes, and then I left the notes somewhere. I do have pregnancy brain, Plexus, so I don't think fixes that. I don't nap every single day. I mean, true life. Like, I can't tell you, like, I made a post actually, I think today, just sharing like that I went to bed pretty late and woke up pretty early. And so many mamas were like, get your sleep now, girl. I'm like, no, don't misunderstand. I didn't set an alarm. I went to sleep, I fell asleep, and I just woke up. I mean, I just woke up. I work from home, so I don't set an alarm. I just woke up because I had energy and I slept well. I'm not, having issues with my sleep. I mean, it's just been a game changer. I feel like all the anxieties I had are not there. I mean, they're just not there. So, not yet anyway. And I'm so grateful to have made it this far in my pregnancy feeling this good. So, I'm excited to be able to share, what kind of where I go from here. I do believe that, or I know just from research that babies do inherit their mother's microbiome, their gut, right? They do. And I'm so excited that I know my gut is in the healthiest place that it can be. Don't have the crazy cravings. I'm not feeding my body junk, which means my baby is getting what she needs and the best of the best. And that just it just fills my heart up, right? Because I want to set her up to be as healthy and happy as she can be, right? So that's been my journey so far, and I will definitely keep y'all updated as I go. But I've heard so many stories, and so it makes me excited. Motherhood is not intimidating to me like it was before. It's exciting. It's just a totally different mindset. I know that I don't have to be defeated by motherhood. And I think that that's a huge freedom to feel. So, I'm not sure who I'm passing it to now. I think whoever's wrapping it up. But thanks guys for tuning in.
Oh, you're great, Allie. Thank you so much. Ladies, thank you so much for sharing. I had a list of questions that I was going to ask you, and pretty much all of y'all kind of answered those in your testimonies. I mean, I was going to touch on the fact that our Plexus Slim is really crucial to increasing that breast milk supply, y'all. Some of my fellow customers and some people on my team have went from not producing that much at all to producing so much that they can donate their breast milk. So it's been huge in that department as well. And I know that Christy and I believe Emily touched a little bit on how much that Plexus has improved their moods throughout their pregnancy, and that's huge right there, because from what I've heard from my really, really great friends, even some of them that have had easier pregnancies, they said, they just wish that they could just cut those mood swings. One minute they would be just, flying through sunflower fields, and then the next minute it would just be like, daggers. So the fact that we have products that can really get to that core gut issue, and they can help you with the developmental increase of that baby of yours, and alongside that, just with, the fact that every single one of these women started out, whether it be to try the products or to work the business, they started out as skeptics, just like many of the people that are probably listening to this. I was very skeptical as well, and I won't talk too much on this, but there's a large reason why this event is so special to me, y'all. I've had a lot of friends that have struggled to get pregnant, and that's been a huge thing within just my friendship circle. PCOS is a real thing, and PCOS is also really linked to your gut health, y'all, and the microbiome, and so many other things. So even though I do not have a pregnancy testimony to share with y'all, I can tell you that before I started Plexus, I had really wanted to get pregnant, and it wasn't looking good, like whatsoever. And within 6 months of the triplex combo with the addition of X Factor and Mega X that Christy Bauer went over, my blood panels and everything came back completely normal. My thyroid levels were normal, and my doctor just kind of looked at me and was like, well, I guess we don't have to be worrying about preparing for PCOS. Let's prepare for babies. So, so for any of y'all that are listening out there that are curious on the fact of if this is something that can help you prepare for pregnancy, it most definitely can. Supplementation is huge. So I just really thank y'all so much for coming tonight and hearing all of these women speak and share their stories. And if I will leave it open for a couple minutes, if anybody has any questions, and we'll answer just a couple questions real quick. And y'all can go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question. Trying to scroll through. I think we're good. I don't see any hands raised, so I think we're good. All right. Okay, ladies. Well, thank you so much, and y'all have a great evening. Bye. Bye.